Welcome to the Informed and Oblivious podcast, episode 23. I am procrastinator Phil, and this is once a new motorcycle Raymond. And the intro has nothing to do with what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, no, I did see a shiny new black and gold motorcycle that I'm itching to pull the trigger on, but I shouldn't.
Yeah. The intro has more to do with our life right now than it does what we're going to talk about. Because, I'm procrastinating on packing because, at some point in the near future, going on a work trip. But as always, I will do this 2 hours before I need to leave, and with like 3 hours of sleep because that's my mode of operation.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah. I will go up there with the best of intentions to pack, and then not pack, and then set an alarm for like 3 hours, get up, last minute rush to pack, and then be like, why am I so tired?
You want me to text you like every 20 minutes? You packing? You packing yet?
No. It's just the way I always operate. The funny part is, like, on the way back home, never an issue. I'll have that thing packed before I even go to bed.
Because you want to get
Like,
home.
I guess, I don't know. Even on, well, no, I guess I kind of procrastinated on vacations a little bit too. But anyway, unlike last episode, if you guys like what we do, subscribe, follow, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Let us know how you're dealing with these dark times right now. And you can find us on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify, and sometimes TikTok. We haven't done shorts in a little bit, so
Yeah, couple weeks.
yeah. You're gonna have to clip farm us at some point and get some shorts out there again. Or if anybody listening actually likes clipping stuff, let us know. But well, that might be far in the future. Future self, take note.
We'd have to have people listening first.
We'll get them. We'll get them eventually. Got 9 subscribers. I'm proud of those 9 subscribers.
Yeah, proud of every one of them subscribers.
We almost got double digits. So
Half
one
of
of
them are
our
us,
subscribers, if you're listening right now, get another buddy to subscribe so we can get that big double digits. It's all uphill from there.
Tell your friends.
If we get double digits, we're not far off from triple digits.
Tell your friends. Tell your parents, brothers, sisters.
We gotta be optimistic. I could never do stand up because I couldn't sit there and bomb every night and tell myself, yeah, I could get up there and do it again. But I can do it on a podcast. It's safe doing it on a podcast. I don't have feedback right now.
Hey, it's just me booing you.
And even if you guys tell me I'm a loser, guess what? I'm motivated by that. So fuck you. You're not gonna get me to stop. In fact, it's gonna get me to go harder.
Yeah, get to it, Beck.
Well, from working out that fucking like I don't get motivated by telling me I did a good job. I get motivated by like telling me I did a shit job, and then I'm gonna like fucking prove you wrong twice over for no goddamn reason, and sometimes make myself sick.
Good job.
Yeah, as the times when you've challenged me and I've worked out too hard and made myself sick.
Yeah.
It also happens on the mountain a lot too. But yeah, so this week, because we're going to do something special, folks, because I will be going on this work trip for a while, we're going to record this one and then pre-record the next one. So that'll be fun. Mm-hmm. The next one's going to be a lot more lighthearted. This one's going to be more on topic with everything that's been going on since the other week with the Charlie Kirk stuff. There's been a lot of like wild developments in everything in life, back and forth, people going crazy. The latest development I just read on Reddit right before this fucking shit too. So, did you know with all the back and forth shit going on that for a brief moment in time there, Jimmy Kimmel's show got canceled?
Yeah, it said it'll be back up in like a week or so or something like that now.
No, it's going to be back on tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, okay.
So it's been a topsy-turvy fucking ride, and showing yet again that despite the news reporting on this, it's a complete false narrative. That's not what the news that's not the reason why they did it. Despite the news reporting on this, the FCC had fucking nothing to do with him getting pulled. Him getting pulled was the backlash over his statements with everything and how hot it was and advertisers pulling out. And now Disney's putting him back on, I'm guessing, because a lot of leftists have canceled their fucking Disney Plus subscriptions. And they're like, fuck, not that many people watch this asshole, but a bunch of people subbed to Disney and now canceled it. And they've been hemorrhaging like Hulu subs anyway. And this is the thing. Like, they were saying that like board execs were talking about like, don't do anything that's going to stop people from fucking going to Disneyland. and like that was like toeing the line of that, and now they're going the other way because they're like, fuck, we're hemorrhaging subscriptions. And I think we're going to see a lot of this tug of war on both sides of the aisle on companies right now, companies that interject their shit into everyday life, which I want to see coming out of this, and I'd fucking love it. Can we go back to politically neutral companies that just sell us a fucking product and
For
fuck
real.
off? Like, I'm so tired of it, dude. I don't want to be preached at from either side. I don't want to be fucking told it from the right. I don't want to be told it from the left. I just want to walk into a store and buy a thing. I don't need to fucking like just sit there going like, God, what am I backing right now? I don't want to back any kind of agenda other than you fucks making more money and then paying people more money from you making more money from selling me thing. Just shut up and consume more product. Like, can we do that? Can we go back to that shit?
Yeah, can we change the meaning of the "shut up and take my money" meme?
Yeah, like seriously, just shut your fucking faces and take my money. I don't want to hear it anymore. So here's the thing too, because while all this was going down, right, part of the reason they pulled Jimmy is because they talked to him, and allegedly, this is all allegedly and hearsay for all of this shit, because unless you're on the executive board of Disney, nobody fucking knows why they did what they did for 100% fact.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are saying, oh, the FCC chair. Some people are saying the advertisers. Some people are saying they talked to him after his monologue and said, like, hey, you got to walk that shit back. He said, fuck that, I'm going to double down. So I'm interested to see what happens tomorrow night, because people are still fucking heated right now, and this is not the climate to be doubling down. Oh, another thing that pushed them to bring it back, I don't know if you saw that, some fucking crazy left-wing nut job shot up the one ABC like affiliate building.
No, I missed that.
Yeah.
Did anybody get hurt?
I don't know. I don't know if anyone got hurt in that one, but yeah, a crazy guy shot up an ABC affiliate building, left-wing connections. Two fucking left-wing people tried to put bombs underneath Fox News trucks and lit them. They just failed to go off.
Jesus.
Yeah. That's a fucking fun one. We've had a couple of other like crazy mass shootings right now. Like, people are fucking losing their minds still. On top of that, we had that massive Charlie Kirk funeral, which thank God people fucking kept their heads and didn't really go protest it. There was like a handful of people. I think the most notable presence was from the Westboro Baptist Church.
But they're crazy
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. But they're there at all that shit anyway, and it's just like, yeah, you guys go over here. But yeah, luckily, people had the fucking common sense to be like, yeah,
It's a funeral,
maybe we shouldn't go fuck with this one right now. Except the Westboro Baptist Church, they never fuck. They don't care. They're like, the more you see us out there, the more recognition we get. Yeah, nobody's seeing that and goes, we want to join you guys. Like, fuck you guys, man. Like, show some respect. Like, even if you don't fucking agree with people, let people grieve. Like, yeah, so I'm glad that happened. But still, everything's like hyper inflamed now. The FCC is saying it's going to go after news organizations, though, for misinformation because they're fucking tired of it. And before people get all up in arms of like, oh no, they can't do that. That's literally their job.
Yeah, you can share opinion, but sharing incorrect information as fact is a problem.
Yes,
and that's their job to correct.
That's literally their job. The FCC is there to regulate what you're allowed to hear on the airwaves, i.e. back in the day, certain curse words were not okay, and certain ones still aren't okay to this day, and to make sure that the news is saying true and factual information, because they are granted that privilege from the federal government. Because here's the thing that people don't understand. The news corporations, the public broadcasters don't control the airwaves in this country. The government does. Much like the land is their property, the fucking signal transmissions in the country are their property too. That's why you can't, as a private citizen, broadcast in certain bandwidths.
Yep.
They regulate it. And fucking, this is the funny part of all of this stuff, is watching people that are completely ignorant to the way the system works go, they can't do that. Yeah, they can. And they've done it for a long time. Like, and for those who don't think that that's true, I invite you to go back and watch George Carlin, who got arrested for this. Like, yeah, it's a lot tamer than it used to be. People get away with a lot of shit, and now it's going back the other way. Something that I've talked about to people for many years. You have to be careful with the fucking pendulum, because eventually it swings back the other way, and if you, much like in physics, if you push it, You're going to come back with harder force. So like we were like over here, and then we swung and we swung. And we're like, oh, we're looking good. We're looking good. Up, nope. We're gonna push it, and now the rebound's happening, and people are realizing, wait, the systems that were in place that allow us to do this in the first place are still in place. Yeah,
Yeah.
motherfuckers. They never went away. Nobody voted this out because, as I've said for all this shit for a very long time, Congress has done nothing. Nothing for decades now. All they sit there and do is like, well, I'm not going to vote on it. We'll let the judges decide. And we've been like litigating from the bench. And the problem with that is, just like everything else, the Supreme Court has now swung the other way. And they're going, actually, this should be Congress's decision. Repeal this. And they go, wait, that's not fair. It's like, you had fucking 50 years to make this a law. Why didn't you make it a law? Well, it's not popular. I don't want to make it a law and not get voted in. So, yeah, we're back at that stage of the game now where it's like, okay, now will the lawmakers make laws, please? Nah, we're not going to do that still. Fucking crazy people. I hate it. But yeah, the political tensions right now, though, are still very, very high from both sides, and people are pissed on both sides. I think the middle's more or less chilled out. I'm glad that people aren't burning down cities and shit. But there are some people talking about doing some crazy shit. There's still a bunch of hit lists on Blue Sky where they're like, how about we do this person next? How about we do this person next? And it's like, I want people to understand that, like, this woke up a lot of people, and just for the love of God, because I want to make it to retirement age and I don't want my country to fall into bullshit. Or at least, like, wait till after I go on my snowboarding vacation next year. Fucking, I want people to understand, if we have another, like, high profile, like, killing like that on either side in the next year or so, we are going to descend into complete chaos. And it is so fucking tense right now, and people don't understand. There's a lot of people on both sides that are just sitting there like chomping at the bit of like, please do something stupid so we can go.
Yeah, some motherfuckers are off their rocker.
Yes, and I would say for both sides, it's the fringe 5% on each end that are really ready right now to be like, okay, the one side, because it's a lot less popular right now. Thank God, like, people had the reaction to it that they did, but the fact that we canceled a bunch of people that were like celebrating like killing the guy, I think put the fringe on the right to be like, okay, we're gonna stand back and wait for somebody to do something again. Whereas like the left side seems to be more like aggravated right now of like, okay, well, fuck you, like, we don't care about you people, you're not human to us. And don't get me wrong, there's people on the right that think that way too. But like it's
they're just not as agitated at the moment.
Yes, and they're not as vocal. They tend to be the ones that are like, they'll be vocal in your office, but they won't be vocal online. And fucking these people usually tend to be pretty well armed. But it's just the fact that it's still this heated, like a week and a half out. I'm interested to see what happens later in the year, and I'm keeping an eye on the temperature. But we're at a low simmer right now, people. Let's not get this shit up to a boil. I'm good. Let's lower that heat back down, okay? I'm not a frog. I don't want to boil in this pot. But because like there's people that are just done, and like I'm seeing it on both sides. Because like that's a nice thing. I try to keep certain social media feeds tailored a certain way. So I tend to get more of like one thing on one platform, more of another on the other, and then that way, like, as long as you engage and interact with those things, yeah, the algorithm goes, oh, you like that right now? Here you go. Here's more of this crazy shit. And I'm like, oh my God. And then the same on the other side. I'm like, oh my God, there's more of this crazy shit. But I feel that's something we need to go in one day too, the fucking social media algorithm and how toxic that is.
Crazy.
And how people don't understand it either. I still remember like when fucking Elden Ring came out, and I was getting all the Elden Ring stuff in my feed.
Yeah.
And people were like, how's that? Like, I just keep getting all these like these barely clothed girls dancing on my stream. And I was like, that's a you problem, dog. Like, what do you mean?
Because that's what you watch.
Yeah, you just keep watching that and you scroll past everything else. That's how you get this tailored feed. because the algorithm goes, oh, this is what keeps your eye engagement and keeps you like on the platform. We're going to give you more of this.
Do they have eye tracking in any of those?
They for sure have facial tracking.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them, like, it seems like the apps, when they know you're not watching it, will like do that whole like pause thing, like of, are you still there? You want to continue watching? But we learned from what was it, the OnePlus phones that had the pop up selfie cam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cameras are watching you.
Yeah, that and like apps that you wouldn't expect them to. You're
Mhm.
like, wait a second, why is this like popping up the selfie cam right now? Why are you tracking my face? Because a lot of them have in their terms and conditions of like, oh yeah, we're doing this to build our facial recognition like software stuff, or there's like things that you got to go in secretly and turn off like AI training models and whatnot. Which keep an eye out for that in your apps now. A lot of apps are now sneaking in that they can use your data to train their AI models, and you're like, this is like fucking Candy Crush. Like, what are you doing? Training what AI model? They're like, we could do it. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, you can't. Fuck you. Turn that off. It's crazy. Everybody's going for the AI scam right now.
Yep. The next big thing.
Yeah, but
That and Meta glasses.
I don't know how I feel about the Meta glasses. I kind of like them, kind of don't. They're at least cheaper than the Google Glass, I think, right?
Well, yeah, the Google Glass was like $3,000. I mean, that was a whole nother story. Yeah, the Metas they're releasing at $800.
Which isn't terrible
It's not
for
terrible.
what they do.
Yeah, it from looking at it, I'm like, it's not bad. Apparently, I didn't see the videos, but apparently the demonstration did not go well.
Well, yeah, it's the first
Yeah,
iteration
yeah.
of it. But at that price point, if they get enough buying it, I bet you within a couple of years you'll see a $300 or $400 version that'll probably be like paired with Samsung or Apple phones. And be
Or even
like-
if they have, if it stays up near that price point, I just in the next couple of years when they get the better iterations of it, I'll probably end up with a pair.
I would love like a Samsung glass,
Uh-huh.
like if Samsung made their own, because I do like their peripherals. They're pretty good.
Yep. Their AR goggles, their version of the Apple Vision, basically, they should be launching in I think it's the end of October. I will absolutely be getting a pair.
Do they not make you look like a psychopath?
Define.
Like how the Apple ones basically like made it look like you were wearing like VR headsets. Like I want incognito like
No. It's basically a clone of the Apple Vision. Yeah.
I want incognito like Tony Stark level shit where I just like hit the button and then I get the nice like pop up.
That then is going to be the Meta Orion glasses, but they don't have a timeline on that right now. They are working on them. They've been working on them for a couple of years now. Those are going to be using holographic lenses. They are working on those probably in the next like 2 to 3 years. I would bet that they have like an actual consumer prototype for those out, or an actual like consumer retail for those.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Yep. So those would be cool.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want something that I want more like AR, VR,
Yeah.
and not like I want conspicuous AR where you don't look like a crazy person.
Mm-hmm. Inconspicuous.
Yeah. Sorry, inconspicuous AR.
Yeah. So yeah, the Meta glasses display, which is what is just coming out now. They have the same AI shit that the other ones do with the camera on it and they'll talk to you and do the translations. Except this one also has a mono lens, so it's just in one eye display, and it's a color image, and it'll show you your text messages, stuff like that. You can take pictures. It'll show a picture-in-picture of like what you're taking a picture of, so it shows you like a view lens of that. Apparently, it'll take video calls with it. It was unclear when I was reading through whether or not it will show you the video of the person on the other end. I imagine it will, but it didn't say specifically. But I mean, so it's cool for what it does. It's nice. Yeah.
I don't know if I'll spend the money on that just yet. I spent the money on the foldable phone.
Yeah.
I gotta test that technology a little bit more first. I have to fix before I go on my trip. I had to put a new inner screen protector because for whatever reason the rest of it held up really well.
You got
It's
a
just
little
that
crack right
one
there.
little crease like cracked. But I mean, even then, like the privacy screen for like the inner screen is
does a good
pretty
job.
nice.
Yeah.
which is going to be great on the plane when nobody could see me watching Wednesday because I haven't watched it yet. So I was like, what am I going to watch
Okay.
on the
Yeah, there
plane?
you
I was
go.
like, I'll download the rest of
Yeah.
Wednesday that I haven't watched. I can finish that series finally.
So yeah, probably in like Gen 2 or 3, I'll end up with a pair of those glasses if unless like Samsung has their own or whatever. I'm sure they're working on those too, so we'll see. But yeah, I'll absolutely be getting the their other headset. And that's gonna be like it's mixed, and so it's gonna have the AR and all that jazz in it with
If you
too.
bump
So
into walls here, I will make fun of you.
no, it's got the pass through. So
I'll
yeah.
just say it. If you do that, I will make fun of you. But so for other news this week, speaking of business and craziness that's causing chaos, and I'm here for it and I love it, and it goes back to the tariff thing and trying to fix the economy. Did you see the new thing that he just did with the H-1B visas?
No.
So now, if you want an H-1B visa, and this goes for all new and renewals of current ones past the date he put it in. So if you had already got the application for one in, slash, you were already had the application to renew it in before he put the thing into effect, you're good. It's all the new ones, and then I think new renewals. Not 100%, but they're putting clarifying language on that.
What's this got to do with zombie games?
All the H1B and not H1Z. All the H1B visas now will require will have $100,000 fee attached to them.
Jesus, what is an H-1B visa?
So all those tech support guys that work in the tech companies, and they're like, hey, let's get a guy from like India or Singapore or wherever, and we'll just pay them a fraction of the wage of the tech guys here.
So that's someone working in a different country for a
No.
American
We
position?
take them from a different country and hire them here for an Amer. So the H-1B visas are supposed to be temporary workers. They're supposed to be one. The reason why they renew every year is because it's supposed to be, we need a skilled labor that we don't have here, and we're gonna fill that with a foreign worker temporarily until we can find that skilled labor.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a stopgap for holes in industries, not meant to be a permanent solution. There's longer term visa programs. So when people are like, oh my God, every visa worker in the country here is screwed, it's not everyone. The longer term investment visas or the ones where like the company's like, hey, we're going to sponsor you for 3 years, those things not affected by this.
Okay.
Because usually those longer term ones are people that are looking for a path to citizenship. So the people on the longer visas, the companies invested in them, they're looking to get their green card and become either a green card holder or eventually a naturalized citizen here in the country. So those ones not touched. The H-1Bs is supposed to be like, we need temporary workers. You come over, we send you back. Well, particularly the tech companies, but a little bit the hospitality industry as well, have been abusing these H-1Bs and taking the majority of them. These things are supposed to be spread out through all the industries, and there's a finite number of them. And
Oh, it's
tech,
limited. Okay.
yes, and the tech has taken up the lion's share of these. Now, what this is going to do is okay, you could spend $100,000 plus the guy's salary to bring him over here, or you could
Find
pay
an American
you could pay a
worker.
fucking American $100,000 and save the guy's salary. And so what it's going to do is force these industries to hire people that are already here in America.
Okay.
Now, the one that abuses it a little bit too is also the hospitality industry, because they do things like to operate the ski slopes and stuff like that. They'll import people from like Switzerland, the opposite, not Switzerland, Australia, New Zealand. So the opposite season people, they'll be like, hey, come over here and work for us for our winter, and then back and forth, back and forth. Again, not hiring people in the local area, or doing things like, there's beach resorts in the country, and then there's ski resorts. You could have your beach resort people move to the ski resorts during the winter and pay for that move back and forth, or housing costs, or however you want to do that. Or compensate them with a higher wage, how traveling nurses work. So this thing combined with tariffs should see wages of Americans increasing, but we're also still going to see goods go up.
Yeah, so what's that going to do to the prices?
Again, so it's not really inflation. It is in a way. So prices going up always leads wages going up. So what'll happen is prices will go up in the short term, and then everybody gets to the negotiating table for wages and goes, "Hey, everything's like fucking 20% more now. I need a raise," and then wages will come up. Usually not at the same degree. It's usually not how that works. Like if things go up 20%, they're not gonna be like, "Oh, here's a 20% raise," but they could. There was quite a few companies that when inflation under Biden was like 11%, were giving people like 10 to 15% raises to meet inflation costs. So it's not outside of the realm of possibility. But what'll happen is it'll because tariffs and wages and things being produced in the U.S. will level off at a market price. Eventually, that'll stabilize and create equilibrium because it's not true inflation; it's price normalization.
Okay.
So basically, the prices have been suppressed artificially from all this cheap labor that we've been importing. And when that goes away and it comes to the labor price that's here in this country, the price of everything will go up and then the wages will meet it. That's how like goods in every country works. Fucking your wages are set by the cost of living, not luxury goods. So anything necessity wise that comes up, that's when your wages come up because it sucks and it shouldn't be that way. But corporations, other than the Ford Corporation originally, fucking nobody gives a fuck if you can afford luxury goods. They're just like, can my workers afford rent right now so that they continue to come into work in a car? Okay, we're good. They're like, oh, you want to go on a holiday to the fucking Maldives? Yeah, we don't give a shit about that. You want this like big rig computer game? Yeah, we don't give a shit about that either. Can you afford rent, electricity, groceries, and internet? Because you need the internet in today's day and age. That's why I include it. So like, if you could afford like all those things and a mode of transportation, they're like, you're good. And then above that is like skill sets. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the H-1B visa thing does. It's definitely going to collapse the tech industry to a certain degree, and they're going to have to fucking find Americans fast to fill that gap.
Replaced with AI.
Possibly, but AI is not as infallible as people think. And now there's new things that'll catch that stuff. Like, did you see
It's not,
Google?
not going to stop them from trying.
Yeah, but did you see like Google Docs has a button out so you can tell if something was written in ChatGPT or not?
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if Grok signs it the same way. You could look it up. I know they caught it with ChatGPT because it puts extra spaces in that denotes that it's AI generated.
Yeah.
But they're like imperceptible. But when you run it through a filter, you can tell that it's been signed in that way.
Okay.
I would assume that Grok does something similar, but knowing Elon, maybe not. Like it might just like be truly like unmarked, but can look it up and see. What else was I gonna look up?
And then I saw the shit in Nepal.
Oh yeah, the Gen Z revolution over there, but that's a different, like they say, you vote yourself in a communism, you got to shoot your way out.
Yeah. All happening at the same time.
Well, they're not really shooting. They're more
Setting
burning
fire.
their way out. But yeah,
Yeah.
they're getting their way out of that one. They're like, oh yeah, we're tired of this shit.
How many people died?
Not that many.
It
It's a governmental coup that the people are behind. Not that many people are dead.
was in the thousands, wasn't it?
I don't know. Look it up. Look it up, not Jamie.
I'm not Jamie.
Get in there, not Jamie. Look it up.
I'm not Jamie.
Look it up.
Do. Oh, okay.
Not that many, right?
Well, the first thing I saw said at least 72, but that's a YouTube video. Hang on, let me try to find some actual information. I don't know if this is like individual protests that it's calling out, because I see one that says 72 dead, 100 injured. This one says 19 dead, 100 injured. I don't know. So, oh, okay. So, thank you, Wikipedia. I'll trust you. I don't care if they say not to trust you. Wikipedia it says, yeah, 72 people killed in the protests, plural. All right, with at least 2,000 injured.
Yeah, people
Yeah,
injured is a little bit different, but the people killed were basically the government officials.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then I saw that statement from
That is what a coup actually looks like, people.
their new prime minister saying that the families of the people killed would be getting what was it was like $1 million in rupees, but it's basically seven grand in US dollars.
Yeah, but it's all relative to your country.
Yeah, it's that that's the maximum that that their government is allowed to give out for the incident. It said so.
Yeah, well, they better watch themselves on how corrupt they are in the future, because that's what caused it in the first place. Too much political corruption. But over
Mm-hmm.
there, like the difference is like because people always ask like, why doesn't that kind of shit happen here? It's like because we have it good.
Mm-hmm.
So people are like, what? I don't understand. I'm like, they live in fucking mud huts. Not really mud huts, but you know what I mean. Like they're living in shit conditions. So when you live in shit conditions, and then people squeeze you, and then you see the children of the people squeezing you, flaunting their wealth, you get pissed, and you've got nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why they love to keep us with our cell phones, with our cars, with our like things that we our little tchotchkes that we love to have because when you're entertained, you don't get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Bread and circus, my friends. Bread
And
and
then they took
circus.
away the thing that kept them entertained, so they started setting
Yes, yeah,
fires.
they banned TikTok and that was the end. So let that be a lesson here, people. That's why they prolong that TikTok ban. They know what's up. They're like, whoa, we don't want to. Nope, can't have that one.
Keep the masses happy.
Yes, exactly. Bread and circus.
Bread and circus.
Yeah, that was the saying of the Romans.
Okay.
That's what the whole Pan Am is based off of in the Hunger Games. Pan Am is part of the saying. Look it up in Latin what it is, bread and circus in Latin.
Do 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 do.
Like the Pan Am is part of that. Yeah. Was give them
Give them
bread.
bread and circuses, and they will never revolt.
Yeah, but give them bread and circuses in Latin. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Panem et circumcensus.
Yeah, yeah. So the capital in the Hunger Games is named after that.
Panem, gotcha.
Bread and circuses.
They did love their circuses,
Well,
which is not our circuses here.
well no, but that's what the fights in the Colosseum were. They were a
Yeah.
distraction from the political upheaval at the time in the Roman Empire, as it always does. It goes back to the Roman Empire. Got to talk about that one day too. Why do men always think about the Roman Empire?
All roads lead to Rome.
Italy peaked too early.
It wasn't Italy then.
Huh?
It wasn't Italy then.
No, I know. It's the Holy. Well, it was the Roman
Yeah.
Empire, then the Holy Roman Empire.
Et tu, Brute.
Still love that America's older than Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Rub that in people's faces all the time. I think the well, we looked it up the one time, right? Hungary is the oldest like country in Europe, like that was like the same borders and everything. But I think the oldest ones are like uh Britain, France, Spain, and maybe Portugal. I don't know how long Portugal's been around, but Germany's very relatively new. Italy's relatively new. Like all those like little like the Netherlands, all those little countries are relatively new because they were all city states before.
Yeah. As a unified populace. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The only unified populace with relatively similar borders, I think, were basically just Britain, France, and Spain. Everything else was just city states warring all the time. Which I was disappointed to go over to Germany and find out they're majority Catholic now when they started their whole unification through Lutheranism.
You lost me.
So the whole thing with Martin Luther, part of the reason why that whole thing was successful anyway, is the German princes were looking for an excuse to break free from Catholic control. They were tired of being under the basically the Roman Catholic fiefdom, and they're like, this sounds like a great cause to get behind, and they united together to like fight against that.
Okay.
And it kind of like led towards, but not 100%, because I don't know complete history of Germany, but towards like more unification of the German state itself.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because they're all little
So,
fiefdoms
so
before.
that's where Lutherans came from,
Well, yeah.
or was that a thing prior? And they
OG Martin Luther did. OG Protestants right here, man. Represent. I got 99 theses, and a complaint is one. Hit me.
if I were religious, that would probably be funny.
We were the original Karens, dude.
That tracks.
Like, sir, I have a list of complaints. We're like the guy from Office Space. Where'd they put my stapler? I swear, if
I believe you have my stapler.
somebody take my red stapler, I'm gonna burn this place down.
And then he did.
Yeah, basically the same thing. Like, here's my list of complaints. Well, we don't care. But like, well, you guys are fucked. That one was so funny. That like it, that's where Martin Luther King gets his namesake from. By the way, the OG Martin Luther.
I figured as much.
Yeah, but he was
It would be a wild coincidence if it wasn't.
Well, my teacher in school thought it was a wild coincidence, but she didn't understand my report that I wanted to write on Martin Luther. It wasn't Martin Luther King. She was like, what's the report about a monk? Yeah, no, Martin Luther. Like, no. The OG one. But yeah, lawyer turned monk, and that's where they fucked up, because back then the Bible was written in Latin, and people couldn't read Latin.
Mhm.
And lawyers were trained in Latin, because like all law back then was based off of Roman law, so it was in Latin. British common law became a thing later. So he's like reading the Bible, and he's like, wait a second. Where's all this shit? Most notably back then, they're like, oh, your loved one died? Well, pay this fee and they'll get into heaven. It's like, I don't see that in here. Where's that written down? It's like, it says it. Where?
Lawyered.
Yeah, where does it say? Where does it say that shit?
Makes me think how I Met Your Mother. Lawyered.
And I still love that, because like we're the original Protestants, though to some degree the Orthodox make that claim, because they were the first ones to split from Catholicism.
Wait, is it called Protestant because they protested?
Maybe. I know there's the Protestant, like the Lutherans were technically the first in the Protestant Reformation. Then you had the Anglican Church, so like the Church of England broke off, and that was only because Henry wanted to divorce his wife, and they wouldn't let him. He's like, "Fuck you, I'm a king. I'll do what I want." Yeah. I'm the head of the state religion now. And then that sprung off like a whole bunch of different like little sects of Christianity, where they all like decided like this is how we want to like run things now. But before that, the Orthodox split up. Well, this podcast has been interrupted by
Political survey that I ignored.
What the fuck? You should have picked that up, man. I would love to see that. I'd never. I always say like, who the fuck are filling out these polls, man? Never get pulled for anything.
Yeah, the caller ID said political survey.
You identify as a 69-year-old man. Is that why you're getting these political surveys?
What?
It's a bad joke that like the only people answering these surveys are old people.
Okay.
But yeah, so the original Protestants, as they claim it, but not really, but kind of sort of, is the Orthodox that broke off from the Catholicism. And the Orthodox broke off because they're like, you guys aren't strict enough. They're like, we have some disagreements. They're like, oh, what the fuck? You don't like that? No, you guys aren't strict enough in what you do. We're going to make it stricter. And they're like, okay. And then eventually you get the Mormons. Dum 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 dum. Or as or I should say, the artist formerly known as Mormons, now known as the Church of Latter-day Saints. Did you know that one?
No.
They rebranded. Yeah, so they're not the Mormons anymore, and they find it offensive to be called Mormons, and now they're the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Wait, so are Mormon like legitimately like there are no is there anybody who still calls himself Mormon?
Well, they're technically Mormons, but they rebranded. It's like Prince,
Yeah,
the artist was formerly known as.
Is there like any sect of it that still calls them? Like, did they split or?
I don't think they call themselves that anymore. You could look it up, but like I think after the whole bad press of like South Park and whatnot, they're like, no, we're the Church of the Latter-day Saints now.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, yeah, but what about that, Mormon thing? Like, well, it's still there. Just don't call it that anymore.
Whatever makes them happy.
Yeah, whatever. They think Jesus came again and fucking
In your
no, in the United States, man. Jesus was here with the Indians chilling, man. You know that? He was smoking a peace pipe, dude.
I had a kind of fucked up, but possibly kind of funny thought. It's like, what would have happened if 3 days after they pronounced Charlie Kirk dead, he came back?
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Well, that would go in line with the other story this week that the TikTok say the rapture is going to happen on Wednesday.
Right?
Yeah, South African minister is like, rapture's happening Wednesday. And we're like, oh, it's been a while since we've had an end of the world prediction. That's pretty cool. Wonder how this one's going to pan out. Is it like the other 10 raptures that didn't happen at all?
It's been a little while since our last rapture.
Yeah. We're not there yet. I read Revelations. Mm-hmm. We got a while. We got things that got to happen first. Most notably, 1,000 years of unified peace in the world under one world leader. Which I don't know about you, but I don't think we've had 1,000 years of.
Nah.
Yeah. So I'm not worried about it. We got time.
I may not be religious, but I can rap. Sure. Give me a beat.
Boo. Boo. And it's been a while, so I don't remember the exact like time frame of that. But calling people up to heaven, I think, happens after the 1,000 years of peace. Because it'd be kind of fucked up if like right before that goes like half the fucking people. Well, not half, like a quarter, third, whatever it is at the time. People in the world just get sucked up. You'd be like, wait a second, I know what's going on now. So I'm pretty sure the rapture happens after 1,000 years of peace, so we don't gotta worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's so many biblical signs that have to happen. Like fucking this guy saying he knows when the rapture is coming is crazy. Or he's a prophet and we're unaware of it. Based off of Revelation, I seriously doubt it. We don't have weapons yet that can dry up the seas of the earth. Waiting for it.
Okay.
Dude, I'll do a podcast one day on Revelation. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun to dive into. Like it's like from like I like it just because it's fucking like, even if you're not religious and you read Revelation, it's just a great story. It's like fucking crazy chaos of like fire and brimstone, dragons coming down from the heaven, people like having massive crazy orgies, people getting slewn and fucking slain everywhere. It's crazy. It's like a Diablo game, dude. It's fucking wild.
I was gonna say is the original story of Ice and Fire.
Yeah, kind of. And there's like stars falling from heaven and hitting the earth, right? Mm-hmm. And I love that one because it's a guy that's from fucking the ancient Roman days being shown presumably the future in the end of days. Now, let me ask you this. If you were around in Roman fucking Jesus sandal days and then you saw a fucking rocket today, what would you describe it as? Probably a star, right? A named star falling from the sky, because as we are assholes, we love to put names on the side of rockets, right? And it's like a star fell from the sky and then dried up the waters that it hit, and it was like named. And I was like, well, know what we know about stars. Stars are too big to do that, so I'm thinking rockets. Some sort of advanced missile. But he's saying like that Satan was flying on a dragon, some sort of like fucking future aircraft or some shit, probably. Because again, if you saw a fucking airplane and you're from Jesus sandal wearing era, are you gonna be like, yeah, that's an airplane? The fuck dragon was that guy riding on?
Or it was some motherfuckers with a good imagination that wrote a lot of shit down and became a really popular book.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. It's possible, but it's also like it. I like to think of the fucking like if you were thrown, like, even from ourselves. Imagine if you were thrown 1,000 years in the future and then you saw that. You'd try to describe it in your current technology and current like frame of reference, right? You'd have no idea of how to really explain that kind of future tech to somebody if you saw it. Like even fuck it, man. Go back like 200 years and
Mm.
fucking and try to like have those people come forward to where the light bulb was at. They'd be like, they had heatless fire. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it was heatless fire. Like, there was fire, but it wasn't burning. I was like, dude, are you all right? Like, it's just like fucking, like, to try to frame that for something that you have no reference of is just like insane.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. We kind of branched off topics a little bit, but like,
Did we?
kind of. That's what we always do. It's another Randy Rando episode. It's okay. The world's in chaos right now. Word, I thrive off of it. I love the chaos. People are like, how do you not panic? I've been living in this shit for so long now. I've been seeing the signs. I've been waiting for it. Ever since they were fucking targeting the Tea Party with the IRS, I was like, shit's going down. Like, we're getting ready. That was just like, the Wonder Twins telling us about, like, recently they've dived into the weather underground. He who shall not be named, because we don't like to name drop on this podcast. He was like, how do you know about that? I know about all this shit. Been on this fucking weather underground shit for a long time. He was like, what do you mean? I was like, how did I know that Hillary Clinton fucking had her I think it was graduate thesis on it, undergraduate thesis on fucking the weather underground. It was like a part of that whole fucking movement. The revolutionaries of the past became the fucking politicians of the future because they realized that the way to attack things is from the inside.
Shocker.
Yeah, people try radical movements and then they try to change the system. And then when that doesn't work, they go back to radical movements again. So like when people came in, changed the system, and then fucking removed the safeguards that allowed radicalization again, i.e. not allowing the government to propagandize its own citizens, something we blocked after World War II, but, bring that one fucking back. And then they wonder why shit goes crazy. We can ping the economy going to shit after Nixon taking us off the gold standard, and we can ping fucking radicalization in this country going to shit after Obama repealed the bullshit that allowed the government to not propagandize its own citizens. And I'd love people to fucking prove me wrong on either one of those points. You know what's the fun thing about the fucking going off the gold standard shit? That's the French's fault.
How?
Because after World War II, we took all the bunch of fucking European gold and we'll hold your gold for you. It's not a problem. We've got this nice place called Fort Knox. We'll hold it here. It was super, super trust us to keep it there and not use it and sell it in other places. And eventually things started to get to the point where people were like, I don't know if the U.S. has got our fucking gold anymore. And the French went, hey, Nixon, we want our fucking gold back. And he was like, how about if we give you this paper money instead, and we use the might of the U.S. military to enforce the fact that now you can only buy oil with this paper money. Does that sound good to you? And they're like, no. And they're like, well, how does your country getting blown to smithereens sound? Not good. Well, here's our paper currency. And then fucking Congress ratified it and said, "Oh, we're not on the gold standard anymore. We can just fucking print money indefinitely, and then enforce our global hegemony through the petrodollar, which is why we try to fuck with BRICS and everything like that tries to buy oil with anything other than U.S. dollars.
Huh.
That's also how we're able to do these fucking quote unquote sanctions. Did you ever wonder like how like we can just sanction countries and like they get really fucked up by it? Yeah, sanctioning by us means you can't trade money for oil.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know this, but we're not in a fucking green energy economy yet. Fucking everybody needs oil to make their countries run. So if we're like, yeah, you can't buy oil anymore, they're like, fuck. Like, there's just nothing to do about it. But yeah, we can go on the gold standard thing one day. 1971, that's when everything went to shit. Okay. Look it up. That's when fucking wages started to stagnate and started to not pace with the growing economy. It's like you could watch that fucking chart and it's tragic. 1971, like everything's like on pace, like relatively firm of like everything grows together, and then 1971 hits and fucking the prices of things skyrocket and wages go nyeh, nyeh, nyeh.
And
You don't,
Those correlate how?
you don't know anything about this.
No, I don't. Nor do I particularly care. But
That's why you're getting fucked today, man. That's why six figures today isn't worth six figures when we fucking graduated in 2007.
yeah, sad.
I think we looked up that depressing fact, right? You have to make like 150 grand a day to make six figures. That
Uh-huh.
like what? Yeah, let's look that one up for fucking so we know how fucked we are. Look up what fucking 100K in 2007 is worth today. When your Google wants to freeze.
Do
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
it's pretty spot on. Yeah, 100K in 2007 with 145K in 2025.
Yeah, that's right. Gen Z's coming up. If you want to be a six-figure salary earner, you got to make 150K today. Otherwise, you ain't making it, folks.
Harsh.
Yeah, it's fucked, man. And that's only like what in 20 years?
Yep.
Not even.
Not even quite. Yeah.
Yeah, in 20 years, 100K has lost half its value.
Ouch.
Yeah, yeah. But put your money in the bank, right? Definitely put your money in the bank. You'll definitely outpace that loss.
I don't put my money in banks. I put it in cars and motorcycles.
Well, you're at least keeping pace with the value loss. Unless you hit that little sweet spot window around COVID where vehicles like doubled in price from what they were, and then you could have made a profit on it real quick. But then you would have been fucked in a thing where like, okay, well now what do I do? That's why people are like, oh, you should just sell your house. You'd make more money. I'd be like, yeah, but where could I afford to live?
But then I need a house
cheaper than I am now. Like, it's fucking crazy. I'm locked into the cheapest rent that you'll ever get. Well, until that fucking home insurance goes up. Thanks, New Jersey. Fuckers. They voted to allow the New Jersey courts were like, yeah, homeowners insurance can raise your rates, I think 20 to 50%, something like that. Because they have to get permission from the New Jersey court. Thank God we have that to some degree, but not really because they just said, fuck it, we'll allow them to do it anyway. They have to get permission from the New Jersey courts to raise those rates so drastically. There's like normal inflationary rates, but if they want to do anything more past that, they got to be like, hey, can we do that? And New Jersey was like, yeah, fuck our people. We don't care. And then at the same time, everybody running for New Jersey governor right now is like, the cost of living in New Jersey is too high. See exhibit fucking the court's fucking us in the ass. Why drink, Ray?
Yeah,
I drink because I'm too alert and in tune to the fucked up shit in the world. And I just know I'm just another little ant in the fucking anthill, and there's nothing I can really do about it.
Well, if I'd had a job when I moved back up north, I'd be living in Pennsylvania, not over here. So,
You think Pennsylvania's any less fucked?
in some ways,
For their gun laws, maybe. I know that's what you care about. But for the fucking the cost of living and everything, not really.
Yeah.
You want to pay that fucking... Well, you already know, because aren't you paying
I'm
the
paying
Philly wage tax?
Yep.
Which, luckily, you get that back at the end of the year. You should.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's reciprocity between New Jersey and PA. So, like, if you pay PA taxes, you don't pay NJ taxes. And since we don't have that kind of bullshit here, you should have overpaid your wage taxes and you should get money back.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully, anyway.
Yeah.
You'll have to see. I've never worked in PA. Because fuck those bridge tolls. Which I know is enforced by the New Jersey side.
Well, I got money back earlier this year. So, I mean, I wasn't expecting that. The last several years I owed living down in Georgia, and I did get it some back this year. So, and I only started working in August of last year. So,
yeah, you didn't work. Well, yeah, but okay. The fact that you even got money back is probably a good indicator that you'll get money back this year a lot more because of the fact that, again, you're overpaying taxes because you're working in Philly, and New Jersey goes, yeah, you're not living there. We don't give a fuck about them. And Philly goes, but how do we keep our buses going? Your problem. I love that one. The whole SEPTA strike and SEPTA going nuts. And they're like, Why can't we do this? How the fuck are you guys like $2 billion in the hole
Mm.
every year, but NJ Transit is profitable?
Yeah.
That's a fucking wild one to me. I'm like, NJ Transit profitable? It's like, yeah, they make money every year. And SEPTA can't make money? What the fuck?
I don't know. Fucking the on my route into work, there's I used to, I get into this one section and I'd just be in the left lane through like 3 traffic lights and then make a left. Now there's the left lane, go through the traffic light about halfway between the next 2 lights. That left lane gets cut off, like 80% of it gets cut off by curb now. Like they redid the median in the middle, and
Yeah.
so there's a bunch of like cones and shit and flashing lights telling you to get the fuck over because there's no longer room there. And then it's a straight, and then it goes back, and then that left lane opens up again, like at the right before the light. Although there's like a bunch of like I said, like there's cones and like one of like the trucks with like the flashing arrows on it right there at the end of that lane. And then to the left of that is the left turn lane. So like I have to get fucking all the way over, cut across to get to the left turn lane. It's just it cuts a whole lane out of the road for like 100 yards for no reason. And so I looked it up, and apparently it's got something to do with they're doing some shit for like dedicated bus lanes. But I'm like, what? How does that have to?
For what buses?
All they did was remove a section of lane. How is that even helping that at all?
And the whole
I'm so
problem is
confused.
anyway, they can't get people to drive the fucking buses.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck. Yeah, Philadelphia is a whole nother problem, dude.
Uh-huh.
Fucking all this shit's crazy. I hate it all.
Did you get everything you wanted to talk about out?
So we covered the H1Bs. We covered Jimmy Fallon, which again, that shit.
Kimmel.
I still
Kimmel.
love Jimmy. Sorry, Jimmy Kimmel. That's right. Jimmy Fallon went on, and even Jimmy Fallon's dad doesn't know the difference because Jimmy Fallon did the thing about his dad texted him and was like, "Did your show get canceled?" He's like, "No."
Wrong Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel. Which that was wild to me, and I'm waiting to hear his speech tomorrow night because that monologue is probably going to be fucking horrific, and he might be canceled again after tomorrow night. We'll see. But
Although before you move on, Jimmy Kimmel being the way Jimmy Kimmel is now fucking blows my mind to begin with because he got to start on the fucking Man Show.
oh well, yeah. So
It's
that's
like, how do you go from the Man Show to being as far fucking left as he is now?
that's been making the rounds recently again too. They're like, "Oh, fucking, you shot this guy in the neck, but what about this guy?" And Jimmy Kimmel in literal fucking full blackface to play a fucking NBA basketball player. And it's like, this is your champion.
The guy who used to end every one of his episodes with fucking girls jumping on trampolines.
Yeah. To quote fucking
I'm surprised he didn't get canceled then.
to quote Rick and Morty, I don't care about your booze. I see what makes you cheer. Like, it's just fucking crazy, the hypocrisy there. So, but again, we did the H1Bs, we talked about Jimmy Kimmel, we talked about the fucking the bombings, the shootings. We talk about the FCC, talk about Charlie Kirk's funeral. I don't think there's any other crazy shit right now. Everybody's always up in arms about Trump, but that's just another day that ends in Y. Guy fucking breathes, and they're like, "Oh my god, can you believe what he said?" Yeah, Grandpa's talking again. I can believe what he said. What the fuck are you talking about?
Crazy motherfucker says crazy motherfucker things. Like
Yeah. Old crazy motherfucker says old crazy motherfucker things. Fucking yeah. I think that'll do it for this week in craziness. You know, after our little 2-week hiatus, when I come back, we'll talk some more. Maybe the world's going to shit again. But I have a feeling it'll be talking about the craziness that is where I'm going on my work trip. Which we got 9 followers right now, but to be disclosed when I get back where the fuck I went. Fuck you people, you don't deserve it. And on that note, we're going to take a little intermission here, and then we're going to record a second podcast, which is going to be super duper duper fun. So tune in 2 weeks, because this is going to be the first one where we've done our podcast routine, which is, to sit here, sit around, fuck around, and now we're going to be a little toasty going into the second one. So that should be fun.
Yay!
It'll be like the late night behind the scenes fucking episode.
Hot Shots Part 2.
Yeah, but right now I need another drink and I need to take a leak. So for now, folks, we will catch you on the next one. And again, as always, if you made it here to the end, congrats. I don't know why the fuck you're still here. But if you are here and you haven't liked, subscribed, or followed yet, please do all of the above. It really helps us in the algorithm. And share the show with everyone you know. And you can find us.
Did you mean to rhyme there?
Huh?
Did you mean to rhyme there?
No, I'm stealing that from Tim Pool. That's what he says. Share the show with everyone you know. It's catchy. I'm going to use it anyway. Fuck it. I don't have a beanie. I don't care. But anyway, share the show with everyone you know, and you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Rumble, and occasionally TikTok.
So long, folks.
See ya.